Welcome to this demonstration of the My Inventory software. Now, the My Inventory software is designed by a company called My Barcode Software. This software has been designed in collaboration with the customers of My Barcode Software to be have the best functionality and the simplest interface possible. Now, the software is designed to manage your stock, and this means that you probably have a set of items, and these set of items may have barcodes on them, and any single barcode may have a quantity of one or more items. And as these items move about your company, if they come in via purchase and they're moved around to various storerooms or different offices, or whether they're purchased, this software keeps track of all of that happening and also allows you to view various reports and to export data to do with all of the life cycle of your products. So when you come into the software, this is the first screen you will see. This is called the Quick Start screen. And if you click any one of these boxes, you go to that area of the software. It also tells you a little bit about what's happening within the software. You'll see that 4 customers have already been defined, 6 suppliers have already been defined. Now, when coming into the software for the first time, you need to set it up. And to do that, you need to put some data into the software. There are 2 paths to do this. The first path is through here, where you define your locations one at a time. Your location may be a warehouse or a bay within a warehouse or a room within your organization. You then add your stock items. Now the stock items are added. There's various characteristics assigned to them: buy prices, sell prices, categories, that sort of a thing, and they're assigned to one or more locations. You then can add customers and add suppliers, and at that point in time the software is basically set up and you can receive stock, move stock, sell stock, that sort of a thing. The second avenue in is through import data. Many people already have this information about locations, stock items, customer suppliers already in Excel spreadsheets, and this software will accept what is called the CSV format, or common delimited format, of an Excel spreadsheet. So for purposes of this demonstration, this is where we're going to start, and I will click the import data screen. Now, I already have a spreadsheet set up, which I will highlight here, and this is a spreadsheet that defines many of my stock items. So you'll see that I've put in the headings because it makes it a lot easier for the My Inventory software to recognize which columns map to which fields in the database. So I have barcode, description, quantity, stock level, etc. And I'll also point out that there is a column called sublocation and manufacturer, and I'm going to point out why this is important in a moment. So what we will do is we will go out and get this file. This is step 1 of importation. And there is my file, inventory.csv, and you will see that the columns have popped up. Now, the third thing I need to do is select the import type. Now, as I said, I'm importing stock, so I click import stock, and these are all of the fields available to go within the database. Now, you will also notice that some of them are bold and some of them are not bold. The bold ones are mandatory. You must have those assigned to one column within your spreadsheet. So in this case, barcode is matched to barcode, location is matched to location, etc. Now, as I pointed out before, I also want some information about sublocation and manufacturing or manufacturer, but that's not here. But what I do have is I have 8 user-definable fields that I can use. So what I do is I double-click field 1, and I want that to be sublocation, and I click save, and you see that now every time I open a My Inventory add or edit screen, that sublocation will come up, and I will map it to sublocation in the spreadsheet. Similarly, I have manufacturer, so I'll set up manufacturer as well, and I will say save, and I will map it to manufacturer. Now, all of the fields that I'm trying to map have been set up, so what I will say is import, click import. And it has imported 15 of 15 records. And if I go over to my Manage Stock screen, you will see that that information has been imported into the database, and you'll also see that the fields sublocation and manufacturer have now popped up. Okay, now there are two basic areas to the Manage Stock screen. And this is quite a powerful screen. The first area has to do with all of your data, which will be within that window. And then we have what is called the Quick Navigator, which I'll get to in just a moment. Now, if I wish to search for something, let's say I want to search for these Latitude laptops, all I need to do is just start typing. And what will happen is the list will get shorter and shorter until it displays exactly what it is that I want. You don't have to hit return or search or anything. So it's very quick, very powerful. You'll also notice a print icon here. This will print any selected, or you can select multiple item barcode labels to the Dymo LabelWriter series of printers. Down here I have the Add, Edit, Delete, and Duplicate buttons. The Add is used to add an item, and I would again the bold fields are required, so barcode, description, location, that sort of thing. I can edit an item by either selecting an item and clicking edit, or I can double click it. We'll do that in just a moment. I can delete any item or set of items or a quantity of an item from a location, or I can duplicate an item. So if I'm doing, say, a lot of Latitude laptops and the next one's a 6430, I just duplicate it and I edit it to be that. So what I'm going to do is I am going to edit an item. So I will select this iPhone 4S and I will double click, and I'll move that across so we can see it, and you can see all of the information that has already been defined in it. You'll notice that within the barcode descriptions, it keeps track of the barcode descriptions that I've already done so that I can reuse them if I so wish. I can put in comments. I can also define whether it is a consumable item. These are the sort of items that you throw away after use. Many people like to track these so that they don't use too much of them. I can also define the location, and I can set other locations as well. So if I want to put some in warehouse 2, I just double click there. I want quantity, say 34, with a stock level of 35. And that's all I really need to do. I can also set up my custom fields like in the other screen. So I've already set up sublocation and manufacturer, but at this point in time, if I wanted another custom field, I could just double click there and set that. I can also set up an image of the item. So I can click here to manage the picture, and I just happen to have a picture of the phone here. I'll double click that, and it automatically sizes it to my area. I can also look at the history of the item. Now it's a fairly dull history because I've only imported it, and in importing it I've defined the item and I've added stock. And once I save it, there will be another one that'll be stock added because I added it here to warehouse 2. So I'm pretty happy with all of that, and I just click save, and you'll notice now that you have a new item here, the iPhone 4S. You'll also notice, before I go to the Quick Navigator, a number of help buttons. There are help buttons all throughout the software. Again, this has been designed to make it as easy as possible to use. So let's take a look at the Quick Navigator. Now with the Quick Navigator, if I want to see everything within Warehouse 1, I just click Warehouse 1 or Warehouse 2 or Warehouse 3. The other powerful feature of this software is that I can do a lot of my work from one screen. So here I can add a location, delete a location, edit a location, or duplicate a location. So what I might do is I'll select here because I want to add a location underneath Warehouse 1. I click Add, bring it across. I'll call this one 1A, and I'll click Save. And you'll see now that there's a new location called 1A underneath Warehouse 1. It doesn't have anything in it. Now if I wish to move items, it's very simple with this software. So what I do is I just highlight this item and I drag and drop it across to 1A. And up pops the software saying, how much would you like to move? I think I'd like to move 5 items, and I click move. Now I could have done more than one item and dragged it across, but now you'll see that instead of having 40 items, I only have 35 items in Warehouse 1, but now I have 5 items in Warehouse 1A. Similarly, I can delete location, so I'll click delete. It asks me whether I wish to delete this, and it works out that there are items in this location. And this is, of course, this item I just moved there. But to delete the location, it'll automatically move this to its parent location. So I simply say yes, and it has moved it to that location. Now, similarly, if I go to the Categories tab of the Quick Navigator, I can look at all my desktop printers, all of my laptops, all of my phones, etc. If I wish to add a category, delete a category, edit a category, I can do that here. What I'll do is I also want underneath all categories, I want to add a category called Mac laptops. I'll save that. And I have a couple here, so I'll hold down my Shift key and I'll select both of those, and I will simply move them across to Mac laptops. And you'll see that their category has changed. So under laptops, I only have the Dell and the VIOs, and under Mac laptops, I now have the MacBooks. It really is that simple. And similarly, if I decide to delete a category, it will move it to its parent location if I so wish. Another powerful feature is to look at all of my stock levels in any one location. I can click all stock, it gives me all stock. If I want to look what's in stock, e.g. that there is more quantity than the stock level, it will show me all of that. It will show me things that are low level stock. So you'll notice the quantity 2 here is less than the stock level. If I want to look at where there is no stock or negative stock, I click that. So this is another powerful feature of the software. You can very quickly look at what your stock levels are, and then you can further hone it down with the search capability. Okay, moving along, we'll go to the sell screen. Now with the sell screen, basically what I'm doing is I've got stock in a location that I wish to sell to a customer. So I will choose ABC Corporation, Mr. Norman Young. I want to sell him stuff from Warehouse 1. Now I can either scan in one or more barcodes here, and they will show up down here. And in this case, what I'll do is I'll use the quick find capability, and that's what I want, my PhotoSmart again. But what I meant to do was put a different quantity. So I just go down here, and I'll put quantity 5. And that shows me now that I'm selling 5 of these to ABC Corporation. And if I wish, I can go to different warehouses or different areas of the warehouse and sell from there as well. So what I'll do is I'll barcode scan in the next barcode number, and there it is, a label writer that has been added to the sell list. I can add an invoice number 12345. And if I wish, I can enter some comments here, and I can also create a receipt of my sale if I so wish. I'm pretty happy with that, so I just say finish sale. It tells me that there are 6 items sold, and it's ready for me to make my next sale. Similarly, I can purchase items. So we'll take, step 1 is to select a supplier. Let's get some stuff from Dymo. We're going to bring it into Warehouse 2. Let's see, let's select a label writer and the 450 as well. I've done it again. Let's just put 20 here. I'll put a purchase order number up here. And I'm pretty much ready with all of that. Comments, urgent purchase or something. And I could also get a receipt if I so wished. I click Finish Receiving, and lo and behold, 21 items have been received. Now in a moment we'll go over and look at export data and reports, and we'll see that data. But let's just go through some of the other tabs. Let's look at the location tabs. So as I highlight here, I can have a overarching view of all of the locations that I have defined. I can add, edit, delete, or duplicate locations here as well as in the Manage Stock screen. With my customers, very similar. I can click any of these and all of the information appears in this area. Again, I can add, edit, delete, or duplicate. I can double click and lo and behold, it'll all come up on the screen. Similarly with suppliers, I have these suppliers defined. I click where I wish and all the details of that supplier will appear. Well, we've been briefly through the import data screen. The only thing I didn't point out is that there are these import types. I can import from my customer files to define new customers. I can import locations. I can import purchases. Now this is quite powerful because you may have finance software which is able to export the purchases and then you can simply import it here so you have a record of your purchases in to location and an accurate stock count within the My Inventory software. Similarly, you can import all of the sales data that you've collected as well. We already showed you how to do a stock import, and similarly you can do a supplier import of all the suppliers that you have. Let's look at the export screen. Now with the export screen, you can either export into what's called CSV or Common Delimited File Format, or you can export directly into a Excel file. Now there are a number of exports that you can do: stock, location, customer, supplier, sales, receiving, history. For this purpose, what I might do is export all of the sales details. And what you will see is the two sales that we just made. Those are the only two sales in this new system. And this is all of the data that the system has on these sales. Now, if I should so wish not to have certain fields exported, so this address 2 doesn't have anything in it, so what I'll do is no selection, and you'll notice that that's gone from my export. I can also move the fields around and put them into whatever format I so wish. If I want, I can select a customer, and as you may recall, the customer was ABC Corporation, Norman Young. I can set from and to dates, so that if I know that I made certain sales between certain dates, I can look that up and learn when they were prepared to ship out within this software. So it's quite versatile, and it allows you a lot of ability to export data from here in the format that you want it. Now let's take a look at the report screen. Now with the report screen, there's 35 predefined reports, from history to inventory to items. So what I'll do is I'll select items sorted by category, and you'll see that here are all of the items within my system sorted by the various categories. I can look at my my history. Again, the inventory reports, various items received or purchased, items sold, inventory stock levels sorted by location, sorted by item. I can look at all of my consumable stock levels. The other powerful thing to do with this software that it can also export into PDF format, as well as having the ability to export into CSV Excel format. So you can have your data pretty much the way you want it with this software. And finally, you have the ability with the reports to look at certain dates if it's applicable for this report. Items history between these two dates, or items sold or received between these two dates. Finally, you have your administration module. The administration module has been made very simple, so you have a set of options. Allow negative quantities of stock. Some people don't want to allow quantities to go negative. You have to sort out your database first. Others allow that to happen. The ability to automatically add unknown barcodes, locations, and categories within the managed stock, sell, receive, and import screens. Whether you want pop-up error messages shown. This is usually done if you're using a cordless barcode scanner. You don't want pop-up error messages showing up. You just want the errors highlighted elsewhere. Help tips. You'll notice that there's a help tip actually assigned to this. below. You can turn these all off if you wish. You can clear the database, and in the multi-user version you also have the ability to save databases and to open new databases. Finally, you have the database tools. This is a comprehensive set of tools. It's not currently used by the users. It is used in conjunction with qualified support personnel. It is password protected, but it allows you to do an in-depth examination of your database and to clean the database, to archive items and this sort of a thing. And finally, we're back to the quick start screen. We urge you to have a look at this software, to talk with our customer salespeople. We also urge you to download a copy of this software. There is a demo copy that will allow you to see the full functionality of this software. Thank you for viewing this demonstration.